Hey everybody, welcome. Good morning. This is Dr. Levi with your show, the Dr. Levi Show. Today is April 4th, 2018. I got to tell you, right before we came on air, we went through this whole juxtaposition of what date is it? Is the 4th? Is the 5th? It's the 4th, of course, the anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King's assassination. So of course we pay great tribute to him. An extraordinary, iconic figure in history who was really about self acceptance, human rights, and really paving the path for all of us to know that we are our brother's keeper. And when we see someone, they're simply a reflection of who we are and what we are, and that no one's better than anyone else. I mean, for myself as a physician, the physician is no better than the dog walker, the teacher. It's simply a job of service, and that no one's better than anyone else because of their race, their creed, their religion, their sex, their sexuality, their gender identity. What does matter is that everyone that we see, these are human beings. And if they're a human being, then we are their keepers. So we really have to think about that. I think Dr. King did an extraordinary job of really not simply just being himself, but knowing that his message was more important than he was as an individual. His message was bigger than he was. His fortitude was bigger than he was as a man. His honesty and integrity was bigger than his message of integrity and honesty was bigger than he was as a human being. So I think it's great when we can be bigger than the small parts of our humanity. And he really, he was his virtuousness really was really the essence of that. I was always I'm still now as a 40 plus year old man. I'm still enamored by him. I think he was just truly amazing. When I was in Washington D.C. last year, I went to his monument, and it's spectacular. I'll put that on my Facebook later today. It's really just, it's amazing when you're there, because you stand between these real extraordinary pillars of stone, which really to me represent his faith and his message. And he brought forth such dignity when he spoke, the way he lived, and really his determination to make sure that his message would be brought to the forefront so that change could be inaugurated, so it could be pushed through, so it could actually happen. He didn't just talk the message, he was clear about living the message. So to Dr. King and his family and his legacy, I just simply say thank you very, very much. Now, let's talk about our guest today. I'm going to introduce them momentarily, but I want to tell you it's really wonderful. Like today, we celebrate women on the show today, so we're really fortunate to have two really amazing women on the show, a mom and dad. No, a mom and a daughter. And I know you're thinking mom and dad because what we talked about a while ago about switching some things up. But today we are going to have a mom and a dad on soon. It's a couple that we talked about before. That's going to happen. But today we have a daughter and a mother on who are really they're really wonderful, and they live a message of compassion, of artistry, of genius, of brilliance, and really one of creativity. And as I've said before, I love having artists on the show because the artists are really what I think the heartbeat of society. They really give us insights into politics. They give us insights into what's really happening, as well as the brilliance of being a great actor. What does that really entitle? What do you have to do to really push yourself to the limit to be a great actor, and the sacrifice that comes with that. So with that said, I think it's wonderful to have on our show today Princess Map. This is a mom and her daughter, Princess K Map. So we're going to bring them on momentarily. Today I also want to talk about, I want to give our medical moment. And I have to share this with you. Our medical moment is really inspired by a conversation that I had just this past weekend when I was out visiting some friends in the desert in Rancho Mirage, California. And I had a conversation with two people that really just, it just brought me to say, well, I have to talk. I was going to talk about this anyway, but after talking with them, it gave me more fire to talk about it. So both were physicians, and both work in reproduction, meaning female reproduction issues. They have, if a woman has a problem with fertility, then this is the doctor that they would go to. The other, his wife, she was a obstetrician gynecologist also. And in talking to them, I was simply amazed how both of them said that in general they wish they had chosen a different area of medicine because they felt so vilified with respect to the patients that they, not only the patients that they take care of sometimes, but the people that protest what they're doing. So we really talked about the need for people to understand one basic human rights issue that's really not talked about, and that is for a woman to have complete control of her body, of her female parts, of her body parts. You know, nobody, man or woman, should ever be able to tell a woman what to do with her body. How in my mind when I was talking to them, I was just shocked, to hear that now in 2018 there are still people protesting outside of Planned Parenthood. There's still people giving them death threats. I was amazed. I spoke to them for about literally an hour and a half at dinner, and they were sitting right across from me, and I don't know why, but she said to me, she said, "Are you having dinner alone?" I said, "Well, no, I have some friends that are coming, but they're coming later." She said, "Well, why don't you come and sit with us?" So we started talking, and then we had this commonality of all being in the medical field. Myself as an orthopedic surgeon, and of course they're both obstetrician gynecologists. But the talk about being vilified, and actually, the wife, she told me, she said, "Sometime, Dr. Levi," she said, "I feel actually fear about going into work thinking that someone might harm me or do something really bad to our practice." It was just unbelievable. So I want to say right now that I think it's important that women have complete dominion of their bodies. I think it's important that women have complete access to care for reproduction issues, for abortion issues, for total care of their bodies. They should have access to care. And I think no one has the right to judge a woman because of what she wants to do with her body or with her baby, born, unborn, fetus. I don't believe anyone has the right except that woman. All right? And when I told them I was going to talk about this, the wife, she said, "Oh, you should be really careful. You're going to alienate so many people." I said, "Well, you know what? By the grace of God, I can only give my truth and live in integrity and authenticity. So if my message resonates with the people that I'm reaching out to, fantastic. If it doesn't resonate with them, thanks for tuning in, and maybe tune into a different channel. But I can't see any need to ever compromise who and what I am and what I stand for someone else. That means I'm not being me, and why not be yourself? Everybody else is taken. So I just want to be me. It's really, really simple. So I wanted to share that with you because it was such a very it was very powerful. It was just powerful for me this weekend talking to people who are in a field that they love but felt so devastatingly fearful about. It was something, because I love orthopedics. I love medicine, but I really love orthopedics. I love surgery. And to hear them say that they love their work, but they wish they had changed to something different or chosen something different because of a quote-unquote fear factor societally, is like, wow, unbelievable. So I think it's a human rights issue that we really have to discuss, and that is women should have complete and total dominion of their bodies. As a man and as someone, I consider myself a feminist also, because coming from a family with my mother and my sister Dana and Jaylene and Tandra, my grandmother, my aunt, I've always been an advocate and an activist for women. They should be respected. They should be loved. They should be treated with kindness. They should be paid equally. There's no issue here. This is like common basic sense to me. So if this message resonates with you, great. Keep on listening. If it doesn't resonate with you, great. Listen as long as you like to listen. And God bless you, and don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. All right? So that's about that. Now, let's talk about our wonderful guest today because, we only have an hour, or actually a little bit less. So I can literally speak to both of them for about 5 hours apiece because their stories resonate with such truth and dignity, honesty, and determination. And one thing I think with all artists, it's really about making your dreams come true and making things happen. Because as I've said before, with an actor, they may go to 30 auditions and get one call back and not get the job. They may go to 40 auditions, get 5 callbacks, get a second or tertiary callback, and may or may not get the job. So I celebrate them because of their tenacity. I celebrate them because of their ability to say, okay, I've been knocked down and knocked back, but I'm not going to stay down. I'm going to get up again. I'm going to go to the next audition. I'm going to send out these headshots again. I'm going to go and I'm going to sing. I'm going to dance. I'm going to speak. I'm going to give my monologues. I'm going to send in my reel again. I'm going to go to this commercial. I'm tired. My mom's tired. My dad's tired. Now, I got to go. This is my dream. This is what I want to do. So I have such great respect for artists. And again, as I've said before, I think they really are the pulse of society. What they bring forth on the stage and dance, what is brought forth in stage, in TV, movies, artistry, design, clothing. There's so many areas that have to be really talked about with the artists. And I celebrate them. I celebrate them wholeheartedly. So today I want to introduce you to, doesn't need a lot of introduction because she's known. And I want to also ask you to please join them on their social media platforms because there you can actually really interact with them and talk to them. And I want to welcome to the show Princess K. Mapp. How are you doing, young lady? Welcome.
I am great.
I'm happy to have you on the show. We're going to bring your mom on later, so we're happy that she's here with you today. So let's talk about you, Princess K. Mapp. You're an actress.
Yes.
You sing.
Yes.
You dance.
Yes.
You design clothes.
Well, I'm having a clothing line that's coming out,
Fantastic.
but I don't design them.
Got it. But I'm sure you give some feedback about what you like and what you don't like.
Yes.
Absolutely. So let's talk about you. How did you and how old are you now?
I'm 11.
What I think is wonderful about having you on the show is that I can't wait to have you back on after you win your first Emmy, your Golden Globe, as well as your Tony and your Oscar. I can't wait for you to be this one. I can say, I actually interviewed that EGOT before she got all those awards. It's going to happen. Trust me. So you're how old now?
11.
11. And how long have you been acting and dancing and in stage and television?
Basically my whole life.
Your entire life.
Yeah.
What do you love about it?
Acting, like when I act, it makes me all tingly inside and feels so good. And I just love it a lot. I don't know why I love it, but I just love it.
Yes.
Yes, it's amazing.
So it makes you feel like you're just doing what you do because this is your passion. This is why you're here. You're here to be an actress. You're here to do these things on stage and in television.
God sent me here to do this.
I think it's fantastic to be 11 years old and have this type of passion and this type of focus about what you really want to do. It's just amazing. Who inspires you?
My mom.
Really?
Yes, because she got into the business first.
Yes.
And she always says the thing, I came here first.
Right.
Yeah, but my mom, she inspires me the most because I love her. I love her.
That is fantastic. Now, do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, I have 3 brothers. One that's 3, one that's 14, and one that's 27.
Yes. What do they think about what you're doing?
My 14-year-old brother, he doesn't like it, but he just said he's just proud of me and happy for me. And
yes.
My baby brother, he's like, "Go, Princess!"
Really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, when you're acting, when you're on stage or when you're going to an audition, what are you thinking before you go? Are you thinking, okay, I want to do my best? Do you have any fear? Are you feeling stressed out? I want you to take us through that narrative. Take us to the process of when you get a call back to go and do something or do an audition. What are the things that you're thinking about?
I'm not nervous because I'm just confident and I put my mind to it. I focus and I just don't get scared. I just normal and
yes.
stuff. And it doesn't scare me at all. But every time I go into an audition and
yes.
step out, my body just focus up and like I got this, I'm ready, and
Yes.
I just booked it.
Just like that.
I have faith.
I love that. I love that.
Thank
Now, when you go to an audition, when you're in there, are you in your mind seeing yourself in the role already before you even get the part? Do you just see it happening?
Yeah, I always compare my character to me.
Yes.
In ways like how it's just like me and how I'm just like her, and like
Yes.
yeah, I compare myself.
That's really fantastic. What do you love more, acting or dancing? Or
Acting.
you just love acting?
Yes, acting more than anything.
Now, who were your acting coaches?
My acting coach is Tamika Kroll, and she has her own studio, and it's called CCC Acting Studio in Orange County.
Yes.
Yes, and
Now, what do you like about her class and about her as an instructor?
she is amazing. She makes sure you get it. She makes sure that you own the job. You have to make choices. She gives us a lot of brilliant ideas and brilliant everything.
Yes.
It's just amazing.
That's really, really phenomenal. Now, in your class, are there a lot of students, or is it usually just one-on-one training with her?
Sometimes she does private training and she does a class every
Yes.
Saturday and Sunday.
Which do you prefer?
I do private and Saturday.
Got it.
Yeah.
And you like the private just because of the intimacy there of really getting to focus on what you need to work on?
Yeah. Because, so if I have an audition, my mom calls Miss Tamika and she comes help me with it. We Skype or go on the phone. She tells me, so we have these books in our class and she tells us make choices.
Yes.
Other people do it different than other people because acting cannot be boring. 'Cause
Correct.
You're supposed to have the casting directors supposed to love it, and you're not supposed to make them go to sleep or get bored.
Right. You want to wake them up. You want to let
Yes.
them know that, hey, Princess K. Mapp is here. Wake up, everybody.
Yeah.
I got it. And I'm sure you do that with your brilliance, but I'm sure your personality. When you're there, I'm sure it's always like a. Do you look at it as just a party when you're there? It's like just a happiness in your life when you're there.
Yes, I look at it. It's just amazing. I just love it so much.
Right.
Makes my heart beat, beat, beat.
Right.
really fast.
Right.
Yes, because when I walk in, I have a great, big personality.
Yes.
I'm like, hi, my name is Princess, and
Uh-huh.
how are your day? And have a blessed day. When I leave, I
Right.
just bring joy.
You bring joy.
Yes.
I love that. I really, really do. Now tell me this. How do you balance acting with school? Because you have to do your schoolwork also.
Yeah, so I'm homeschooled,
Great.
and
That's
so,
still intense though, 'cause you still have to do the work.
yeah. So I have a strategy to practice my lines. So in the day I do my work, and then when I have a break for lunch or breakfast, I study my lines and I
Yes.
practice it and I write down what I need to do, and then I go back to working. And then at nighttime when I finish working, I just study my lines and go to bed, wake up, and before I take a shower, I practice my lines, and then I do my work. And
Yes.
that's how it goes.
So you really have a focused strategy of how you do your schoolwork, how you have your regular life, and how you get it done. Because it is a job.
Yes.
That one thing I think many people forget with acting, it's not just the fun of it all, because there is some fun now, but it is a job because, I always think of this as show business. It's the business of show. Many people think it's just the show of the business, but it's the business of it.
Yes. Yes, and you are correct.
Yeah, you really have to be aware of that. I think of it like medicine. People often think of medicine as, well, you just take care of people. Well, yeah, that's part of it. But then you have to have business savvy to sustain a practice that you have where you can take care of people. So that means being financially solvent, saving money, donating to appropriate causes, being involved in the community. But you have to really, it's not just medicine. It's business also. It's business, it's science, and the compassion of giving healthcare. With acting, I think of it as the brilliance of the actor. Great. So that's one leg of it. Then you maintain everything financially to make sure that you can get to the audition no matter where it is, that you have the clothes that match, that you can go to classes, that you can make classes sustain, then that you have to go to school also at the same time. And all of those you have to have brilliance. All areas.
and you have to make sacrifices.
Oh, yes.
Like,
Yes.
so I went to school at public school. I still acted, right?
Yes.
And so one day there was like a big party that the whole school year was planning all
Right.
year, and I had an audition on the same day.
Yes.
And I said, "Oh, I really want to go to this party, but I have to work. I can have a party for myself if I book this job, right?"
Absolutely. You can have a party any day.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think are some of the greatest misconceptions people have about what it takes to really put your heart and soul into acting? What would you say are some of the greatest sacrifices?
Okay, so first of all, you're supposed to love acting. It's not because your parents love it. It's not because you have to love it by yourself. It's
Yes.
supposed to be your passion,
Yes.
not nobody else's passion.
Right.
And I really think. Wait, what was the question again?
That's all right. You're doing fantastic. What are the greatest challenges and sacrifices that you think that people have misconceptions about? People think it's a lot of fun, which it is, but what are some of the challenges that you think people are not really aware of?
That some people are not really serious, and they need to be more serious. But
Mm.
that's just a sacrifice. You have to sometimes you want to like say your neighbor's knocking on your door, your best friend or something, and they say, "Oh, you want to come to my house?" But you have to practice for your lines.
Right.
You got to make a sacrifice.
Right.
So you can book that job and you can go to your friends anytime.
Anytime.
Yes.
But you have to just be focused on what you need
To
to do. Because like you said, it is a job. This is work.
Mm-hmm.
This is not just play. This is paying bills this way. This is a job.
And you get rewarded if you have to do this. It's not okay. So sometimes people think, "Oh, I just have to work all the time. I don't get to play." But when you're done working, you get rewarded with. You get to travel sometimes. When you book a
Absolutely.
job.
Absolutely.
It's just amazing. I love
What,
it.
what would you say when it comes to travel that you love? It's just getting to new places, seeing new people, having access to different cultures, different foods. What would you say is the most interesting?
When I travel, I love to it's just to study the where I'm going and
Yes.
just look around and acknowledge where I'm at. And
Yes.
yeah, it's really fun.
I think it's I love that statement to travel and simply acknowledge where you are, because I think that's really about gratitude. Acknowledging right where you are and being appreciative of that. Because the way you are right now today as an actress, as a singer, as a dancer, all these other great monikers that come with your name, you're this multi-hyphenated person. But at the same time, I think one of the most important things is about gratitude, about really being in a place of gratitude. And also for you, I think, having faith. How does your faith play into your ability to do what you're doing when you have some time adversity, when you don't get a job, for example? What do you tell yourself when it doesn't happen?
When I don't get a job, it's not right for me then.
Yes.
If I don't get a job, then maybe it's not for me, or maybe God doesn't want me to have that. Maybe God has a bigger blessing for me.
You know what? I say yes to that. I agree with you. I think that's really extraordinary wisdom to not think of it as doors closing, but I've always thought when that door closed, another window or door opens, because that was not for you. There's always a better plan that we don't know about. My mom always says, when you have plans, you should write them in a pen with pencil, because God will always erase that and put something different there. There's always something different.
Okay, I have a statement to
Sure,
make.
absolutely.
So, actually a comment. So one time I have a journal and I write in it what I want to do and what I want to be
Fantastic.
with and who I want to work with.
Yes,
And okay, so 1 week before I got this job,
yes,
I put I want to work with Kevin Hart in a
Yes.
commercial or a movie or anything in a
yes,
show.
yes.
And 2 weeks later, I got a commercial with him.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. So you see, there's laws of manifestation there. It's like if you believe it and see it and can feel it, then you can manifest it. We're not
Yes.
thinking about taking away from anyone else. I've always said that what God has for me, no one else can touch it. They can see it, they can look at it, but they can't take it away. What God has for Princess K. Mapp, they can see it, they can look at it, but they can't touch it. They can't take it away. They can't slow it down. They may be able to speed it up, but they can't take it away. So I love that. I love that basic principle of using creative visualization to make your life be what you want it to be. That's powerful, Princess.
Thank you.
It really is. And it's great that you're doing it now at 11, and I'm doing it now still at 40 plus. And I think I was doing it when I was like in my teens. You know, yeah. I mean, even now I look back at where my life is, and I know I had these same thoughts about knowing it was going to happen on a larger, more grand scale. And I'm really grateful to this day. I can't thank God enough. I really mean that.
And
So,
one thing that
yes,
you really have to be, if you want to be an actress or an actor,
yes,
you have to be humble.
absolutely. I agree. I agree.
Yes.
Because again, you can be. Let me tell you, I read something a long time ago. I can't think the guy's name. It was Mario Van Peebles, I think it was. I think it was his dad, maybe. But his dad said that there can often be three parts of a cycle to an actor's career, depending on how he or she works their lives. And he said, initially, was talking to his son, and the way he explained, he said, the first part is, oh, who is Mario? The second is, oh, let's get Mario. And the third is, Mario who? You know, so you want to always make sure that you stay relevant and that you stay humble and that you know that you can make your life happen. You don't want to be in that end stage of Mario who or Princess K Map who. You know, it's always like, get Princess. You know, you want, oh, Princess K, get her. We want her. And I think we do that by just what you said, by staying humble, by visualizing what you want, by being faithful to your message, knowing that you are in charge of your life.
Yes.
And that you can make your life happen just the way you want it. If it's magnificent, you created it. If it's not magnificent, you created it.
I created
You know,
it.
exactly right. Because you take you wherever you go. That's it. Not your mom or me. You take you wherever you go. You know, the one person you look in the mirror every day, it's Princess K Map. Period.
Princess K.
Exactly. Well, tell me about the projects you have coming up right now.
Like what I'm about to be in.
Yes, we want to hear about it. Whatever you can talk about.
Well, I have 2 auditions today,
Fantastic.
and I'm gonna book them. I always say I have my faith right on point,
Yes.
and I'm going to book them. So probably I'm gonna get those.
Yes.
Not probably.
I
am.
will get those.
I will get
yeah,
those.
I love that change.
And yeah, and I had a couple auditions last week, and I think I booked it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And when you're in the audition, as I said earlier, you just feel good about being there. You just bring the light when you're there.
Yes. Oh wait, I have one more thing I have to say.
Sure.
I am also nominated for an award.
I want to hear about that. Best Young Entertainer of the Year award, I heard, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
And so I am just so pumped and excited.
I'm
and,
excited for you.
and it's gonna be on TV as well. I didn't
Yes.
know that. My mom just told me that a couple of hours ago.
Right.
And yeah, I'm just so excited.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
When is it gonna be aired? Do you know?
No.
No.
Probably when we pull my mom in, she'll probably tell us.
Okay, so when we know that, of course, we're gonna put some shout outs on social media for you also. You
Yeah.
know, and
And my Facebook is Princess K Map, and I think my Twitter is the same, and my Instagram is different. It's LIL.
why don't you spell it out for everyone? Why don't you spell it out? What is the Instagram IG?
LIL_PRINCEZZ.
Got it. And what about your Facebook and anything else? Twitter?
PRINCESSK.MAPP. And then the same with the Twitter.
Fantastic. And
And
you're pretty active on social media?
yeah.
That's good. That's really, really important. You want to have that platform. Now, you know what? I want to bring on your mom if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
I want to hear her thoughts about everything. So welcome to the show, Princess Map. How you doing, young lady?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for having
Well,
us.
tell you, I am so excited about having both of you on because your daughter is really a torchbearer of the light.
Thank
You
you.
know, her intelligence, her brilliance, her creativity, her authenticity, and her presence. Her presence is really enough. I want you to remember that too, Princess K Map.
Yes.
You are enough just the way you are.
Thank you.
Just keep that in mind. You're enough. So I think it's wonderful for yourself as a parent to have such a stellar child who's really about making her life her own and about going on her journey. What is it like for you as a mom to have such an amazing child?
Well, you guys gonna make me cry. Early on, I wanted to take the time because acting, of course, was my first love and
Yes.
I had a passion for.
Yes.
But I didn't want to be a stage mom and, I'm going to live through my child.
Yes.
So I really just stepped back to observe and see how God gifted her.
Yes.
And in the direction and to just wait for him to tell me to go.
Yes.
And in that pursuit, I am amazed.
Yes.
I remember hearing him say she's 4 times you. And I'm like,
Wow.
huh?
Yeah.
4
Right.
times
Right.
sweet.
Right.
Wait a
Right.
minute.
Right.
I never had any competition. Wait a minute.
Right.
And so it was really a delight to see that I did such a wonderful job.
Oh, you really have.
And I'm still doing a wonderful job.
Yes,
only
you
but
are.
with his grace.
Yes.
And if you don't mind, I wanted to touch on something you mentioned before you
Oh,
came
absolutely.
on.
Absolutely.
And this young lady fought to be in this world.
Yes.
She literally, I mean, at the time of conceiving her, I wasn't in the best position,
Yes.
single woman.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my gosh, what I'm going to do? And
Right.
I heard this little voice say, what about me?
Mm.
And immediately I stopped in my tracks and said, oh my goodness, you're fighting to be in this world.
Right.
So to see what God, with his direction and his guidance, he said, I'm going to take care of her.
Yes.
And he's been her father, providing in her spirit.
Yes.
I see what he does for the people around her.
Absolutely.
Is some type of light and a gift that she possesses far beyond
Oh,
being
she
an
does.
actress. But that's
Yes.
what he's going to use her for. So I'm just thrilled. I don't, from here, I just, listen to him and take
do
that
the job.
direction. Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. I love that. I love, when you said that just now in my mind, I literally had this picture in my mind of a book. What about me? I think it would be a great book to write because it's such a powerful statement. What about me?
Yes.
Think about that statement.
It's very powerful. I don't, everyone comes and migrates to LA to be stars, and I was one of those,
Right.
And so for this young lady, it takes a village.
Yes, it does.
And I mean, literally, I can thank friends. We don't have family here.
Right.
So just that whole, and I think everybody, migrates and becomes family,
Oh,
which
absolutely.
is a great thing.
Absolutely.
But to see, like you just said, what about me? And
Right.
it continues.
Yes,
on
absolutely.
to us as adults. What
Absolutely,
about me?
absolutely. Because we all have that story. We all have that story. It's such a powerful one of what about me?
Mm-hmm.
What about me? Why can't I be more? Why can't I give more? Why can't I love more? Why can't I be loved more? Why can't I have better relationships? Why can't I be a better person? But that story, what about me? I love it.
Yes. Yeah, so it's an honor being her mother. Of course, I get a little, besides myself because I was here first.
Yeah, yes, you were. Yes, you were. But how amazing is it, though? I definitely want to hear you, Princess. How amazing is it for you to be such a wonderful mom, to know that she is a phenomenal reflection of you, of your faith, of your determination, of your work ethic. Think about it. There were days when you had nothing. You gave that half of that nothingness, you found something to give to her. When there was no money, you still found to give to her. When you were sick, you still went to work. When you were tired, you still went to work. How much you sacrificed because your love for her is so formidable and so wonderful that you knew the Father would fortify you to give to her and the rest of your children. I think your story is really spectacular. I think your faith, she is a reflection of your legacy of love, of truth, of what about me?
Mm-hmm. Yes. You don't think about it when you're in it. It's so amazing when people say, well, how do you do it? I
Right.
do have 4 kids. Now I take care of my grandson as
Right.
well. So there are many sacrifices.
Many.
And everyone, the fact that we respect her gift
Yes.
and we make that sacrifice, the middle son may not get what he wants sometimes and the baby doesn't get the time with me.
Right.
Everyone realizes and wants to pour into, who she is as
Right.
a person, and we respect it.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I think my middle son wants her to buy some type of a game.
Right.
Oh,
But we
know.
love her, and to see it's a constant, when she
Yes.
spoke about being humble.
Yes, and she is.
I'm old school, I'm the plus, as you
Yes.
said.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pushing it.
Yes.
But that morally, how I was raised,
Right.
there's just certain things I think that this new generation is lacking,
Right.
and so I try to keep her grounded in these things and remind her. I have to pull her coattail and say, hey, you know, we've gotten compliments, which made me realize, okay, well, maybe there's something different going on inside the industry
Yes.
that we didn't realize, you know, when you're working on set.
Oh, yes, yes,
You know,
yes.
they'll make compliments, and I'm like, okay, that's no big deal. Yeah, she
Right.
says thank you, or yes,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
But I guess I have to realize the importance
Of
of
that.
that.
Because don't forget, her decorum on stage is a reflection of you, where she's not demanding, where she doesn't feel entitled, where she doesn't feel like she can talk down to other people or not speak to people, or that the gaffer or the person that she's with is less than she is. But everybody has value. Everybody's working together to make this, whatever it is, be it a stage play or a movie or commercial, fantastic. Everybody's role is important.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's, again, going back to the basics of being, how you're brought up a certain way. You know, I had her in the prayer room when she was a baby.
Yes,
And that's one of the things that she does is pray for people, you
right,
know.
which is powerful.
And,
Oh,
you know, and I'm
Yes.
not, I know some people, you know, faith may be different, so not to disrespect anybody.
Oh yeah,
but,
everybody's faith is different. I agree with you.
It doesn't even matter.
It
It
doesn't.
doesn't even matter.
It doesn't.
You know, and I'll share something. You know, it was so cute. We were on a thing in Utah when she shot this last movie.
Yes,
And we seen a rainbow, you know, with our driver.
Right.
And it was a double rainbow. And at the
fantastic.
end of the shoot, a month later, he brought a rainbow unicorn
Did he really?
to her, and he said, "You like
Rainbows?
rainbows."
Wow, that's pretty powerful.
And I was like, and of course she kept getting more and more gifts, but
Yes.
just the love
Yes.
that everyone that she gave and that they gave right back. And it just speaks that, you know, it's love
It's love and it's truth.
and your spirit.
Yeah.
Try the spirit by the spirit.
Oh,
so
yeah,
even if
yeah,
it's not right, it doesn't mean you have to go against who you are.
Absolutely.
You have to
You have to stand in the
stay.
light. You have to stand.
Yes.
And I think, you know, as a person like you, as well as Princess K. Map, you bring the light, you bring it with such joy, you bring it with such truth and authenticity that it will drive out the darkness. You know, as I've said on the show before, my dad used to always tell me as a kid, he said, Levi, you should always be prayed up and meditate a lot, son. He said, because when you walk in a room, people should feel a visceral shift. They should look around and say, wait, who just came in here? What just happened? He said, you don't do that by trying to be more than you are. You do that by just being who you are, because that's enough. So I love the fact that you're such a humble parent, you're such a loving parent, you're such a good parent, you're such a giving parent, you're such a sacrificing parent. And I think that the universe knows that. And I think God can only bless you more. I think that God can only bless Princess K. Map more because you have given to her what was given to you in spades, because you want her to be the best possible version of herself. And she will always reflect you. Her win is your win times two.
Yeah.
Her gifts are your gifts times two.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just that way. You know, it's the blessings of the parent are seen in the blessings of the child. You know, so you've given it. I think it's really wonderful. I can feel it. I'm really happy for you. Great things are coming for you.
thank
Just
you.
just see her name in the marquee over and over and over. See her being, you know, the first EGOT that we know personally. It's gonna happen. So I'm saying it right now today. Emmy,
you.
Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
I
Now
receive it.
remember us talking about this, Tony.
I'm Tony.
Exactly.
So the award that she's up for, the first award,
Yeah,
now
Young
is
Performer
the
of the Year.
Young Entertainers Award, which is
Yeah.
a nonprofit organization
Yes.
that helps underprivileged youth for college. They have
Yes.
a scholarship program, and she's in for the best lead on a TV movie,
Fantastic.
and I'm like,
And,
okay.
and which show was this? Or which movie
It was
was
Wrapped Up in Christmas, which she which
On
aired on Lifetime this
Fantastic.
past Christmas. It was the #1 Christmas movie.
this? Fantastic.
And she starred with great actors from
Starred with Tatiana Ali,
Fantastic.
Joseph Marcel, Kim Fields, Jasmine Guy,
Oh, Kim Fields?
yes,
Oh, okay.
Jackie,
Jackie Harry.
Oh, Jackie. Oh, I
Harris,
know Jackie.
and Brendan Farr.
That's fantastic. What was that experience like for you when you were on set with all those really great, amazing, wonderful people?
My, Tatiana was amazing.
Right.
I love her so
Yes,
much.
yes.
Okay, so, every night when I go back to the hotel, I used to watch Prince Bel-Air, and then the next day I used to tell her all about the episode.
Right.
I saw you and
Right.
Joseph on the show.
Right.
Yeah.
That has to be amazing for you.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I think it's fantastic. I'm really, really happy for your continuance of success. I'm happy that you are a humble, creative genius.
Thank you.
I know that you are a real torchbearer of the light, like your mom. I'm really proud of your mom. Your mom has been a woman of great sacrifice, of great determination, of unconditional love for you, no matter what. She loves you. She stands by you. She sacrifices more than you'll ever know for you. So my hat goes off to you. But my hat really goes off to your mom, who's a reflection of your excellence, of your beauty, of your grace, of your dignity.
Just 10 times more.
Maybe 20. I agree with you. So, Mom, I think it's really
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Anything else that you're thinking?
Oh gosh, I'm very proud of her, and
So am I.
I want her to stay humble.
She will.
and have that gratitude in her heart.
Yes.
And remember to give continually to others.
To give back.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think she will continue to do that. I feel good about her.
I want the world to know.
Oh,
that she's
absolutely.
so fabulous.
And the world will know. Trust me. It's
Yes.
all written. It's
Yeah.
already written in the book of life. She's
That's right.
it's going to be great.
Yes, and she sings too.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
sings, dance, acts. She's a triple threat.
And cook.
Yeah.
And cook. I love that. I think that's fantastic. Now tell me this again. How can people reach out to you on social media? Spell out your social media platforms again for everyone. So I want them to be able to contact you.
So, Facebook and Twitter is Princess, PRINCESS.
Twitter is actually Real LIL
Oh.
Princess with ZZ.
Thank God for mommy. Yep. So let's spell
Real.
that again for Twitter. It's
REAL
REALLIL PRINCEZZ.
fantastic. And what about Facebook and IG?
Facebook is Princess PRINCESS K.map, which is MAPP.
Fantastic.
And on Instagram it is LIL_PRINCEZZ.
Fantastic. Well, everyone, I want to just say that what a pleasure having the princesses here, the mom and the baby. Just great. And I really hope you reach out to them and support her as Young Entertainer of the Year. And that's going to be televised also.
We just found out today.
Fantastic.
KDOT TV is going to
KDOT
televise it. It will be, I believe, April 15th.
Fantastic. You let us know, and we'll
Yes.
talk about it here on
Okay.
our social
Thank you.
platform here. So this is Dr. Levi. We're really blessed to have Princess K. Mapp here and her mom. We wish them a continuance of great, indescribable success. I know it will be theirs. I want to remind everyone to be kind to the veterans. Those women and men are the true heroes in our society. They've given so much for us, so always be kind to them, always be respectful, and always do the right thing. And as I want to remind everyone, as my dad would say, do the right thing even when no one is watching. All right? So have a great week, everyone. It's Dr. Levi. Enjoy MLK's memorial celebrations everywhere, because it's really it's a time of bringing forth light and understanding about all of us doing more to be together. In a country right now that's so divisive on so many levels, it's really about coming together, celebrating our likeness versus our differences, and celebrating the differences also. Why not celebrate all of everything? Why not? Every day is a gift. So live with that understanding that every day is a gift. All right. Have a great week. It's Dr. Levi, and we will see you back next time. Thanks to our great producer of the show, Deborah Scolari. She's absolutely wonderful and spectacular. And, of course, our engineer, owner of UBN, Mr. Tony Sweet. All right. So we'll talk to you guys soon. It's Dr. Levi. See you next week. Bye.